I want to bring that to the city of Houston. Me and Bert have been talking about this for years of what can we do to give back to the city. This is one of the things that we will do to give back to the city. This camp will be a camp of teaching. This camp will be a camp of getting kids physically fit to be able to play this game, and not just as far as football, but to be able to understand what life is all about. We're not just going to sit here and just talk football. We're going to sit here and talk about discipline as far as your kids in this game. Talk about discipline as far as your kids in life. That's what we want to bring to the Houston area. So Bert has done a great job of corralling all the players here in the city of Houston to be a part of this deal, and I just want to thank him for what he's done, because the city of Houston, got to give it up for guys like this. We want to continue to do this in the city, and this is not a one-time thing. This is not a two-time thing. This is a thing that we want to bring to the city year after year. So we look forward to seeing you there. Look forward to teaching your kids. You would see other NFL players around teaching. Those guys have the same mentality that me and Bert have. It's about teaching. It's not about autographs. It's about teaching. So we thank you in advance for coming to this camp. We look forward to seeing you.
Well, Aaron, one more thing on that. You know, Rob Lynch has actually got some college NCAA Division I officials coming out, and they're going to, the referees, and they're going to talk with the kids, because I think one of the things you see, even when you're in the position you're in now, scouting, these kids have to act differently than they were allowed to in the past. That they got to have respect, and you know, even colleges now, your D1 schools. I mean, look at the athletes from LSU and these different places. I mean, they're getting harder and harder on these kids to come and act right, and you know, and that goes into what you're talking about.
I'd say that the number one thing as a scout right now, the number one thing that we look for, the first thing we look for is character. And the one thing about your character that I always tell kids today, kids with good character, you could be an average athlete, but if you have good character, you get everything out of that kid. Now you take a kid that has great athleticism, but they're a bad character kid, they will always tease you and never give you everything they got. So the one thing that we try to make sure we do in this camp and just in life in general is, guys, you gotta have respect, you gotta play this game, you gotta be disciplined for playing this game, you gotta have respect for your elders, and you just gotta understand that life's more than just being a player. It's about being a good citizen and doing things right as far as going to school, getting good grades, and just being an overall good person. So Bert, you're right when you say that character is a huge deal for me and a lot of scouts around the league.
Can you just give us a name? I know Webster Slaughter was a name that came up, Sammy Knight. Can you give us a few names that are possibly going to be out there?
Some good names.
Okay.
Number one, Greg Hill. He has the record right now as far as freshman running backs at Texas A&M. He was the 21st pick in the draft when I came out, went to the Kansas City Chiefs, played 7 years. You have Sammy Knight, who a great guy that a lot of kids can really relate to, because he came to this league as an undrafted free agent, and he showed that he can play this game at a high level, and he ended up making 4 Pro Bowls as an undrafted free agent. Okay, you have Keenan McCardle. Keenan McCardle played 17 years in this league. Another guy who came in on the practice squad, a player that didn't get drafted. Well, he got drafted in the 7th round, ended up being a top player in this league. You have Richmond Webb, who's here today. I mean, this guy here is a future Hall of Famer. He protected Dan Marino for, 12 years in this league. I mean, think about that. You got guys like this that's coming to this camp that has a mentality of teaching. For you offensive linemen, just think about having Richmond Webb teach you how to reach block. Think about having Richmond Webb teaching you how to cut off guys. Talk about how to drive block. Man, that's awesome. You have Sammy Knight, who's a defensive back, teach you how to back pedal, how to do all those things. Me, myself, who's played 15 years, teaching you all this stuff to be successful in this game. They're going to be great guys you can learn from. Like I said, it's not an autograph camp. This is a camp of teaching, technique, and doing the right thing.
Once again, Aaron, thank you very much, and looking forward to it.
Oh, looking forward to it, Bert. This is what we're about. We want to continue to give Houston what we want to bring back to this city, and we're going to continue to do it year after year. So we thank you in advance for being a part of it.
And we do have some other things working, so stay tuned. Go to TexanAllSports.com. There's a lot still going on too. So.
Absolutely, TexanAllSports.com. Make sure you go see the site. You see everything that you need to know about the camp and anything else we have going on.
Thanks, Aaron.
No problem.